The Bulls are 7-4 since we got Pat Bev. 7-4. I mean, we looked terrible before the break, but we are 7-4 now. Got a game against Philly tonight, and then Philly again on Wednesday. We're gonna talk about the Bulls. Talk about the 76ers going crazy right now, second seed ahead of Boston now. And we're gonna talk
Mhm.
about the Western Conference playoffs. I mean, it's still as tight as ever. All that and more in another episode of. All right, Bulls first because we're actually doing well. We're actually doing well. I haven't seen us play this well in all year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did not think the buyout edition of Patrick Beverly was going to change this team, but it really has. And I think it shows how much giving actual effort in the NBA really matters. Because I swear to God, 75% of the players out there really aren't trying. And when a guy like Patrick Beverly comes in and motivates the whole team, it really gets everybody going.
Especially when our team's built of like passive guys, like DeMar's passive, Vooch is passive. Caruso, while on the floor, he's not passive. He's a passive leader. Levine's also a passive leader. We had no identity, no leader. And Billy Donovan is a coach that needs to have a player coach on the floor. And
Mhm.
Pat Bev has made not only him the team better, but he's made Billy Donovan's coaching better, which is a
Yeah.
problem that you and I had all season long because Billy Donovan could not figure out how to get guys in the right spots and get guys ready to play. It seems like Pat Bev is taking on that role.
And Billy, we know Billy loves those small ball lineups that he runs. So Patrick Beverly, I guess, somehow works perfectly for that. He's also shooting 36% from three with the Bulls, which is definitely
And
acceptable.
yeah, I'll take it any day of the week. We also have Kobe White has finally taken a jump. And I'm not saying finally like he's been in the league for 10 years, but it's we've been waiting for one of our young players to finally start to look like he's started to improve. Io regressed. P. Will never really took off. Kobe's been the same player for years until now. 3-point ball, consistent. Defense, improved. Ball handling, improved. He's
Yeah.
actually clearly been working on his game in the offseason, and I'm paying him this offseason. Io can walk. I will
How
pay
much
Kobe
are you
White.
paying him?
I am paying him. He is the best shooter on our team aside from Lonzo and Zach LaVine.
So would you give him $15 million a year?
I mean, whatever the market value is for a guy like him. The problem with saying $15 million is while that seems like a lot, the NBA continues to just pay guys
Yeah,
a
it's
real amount of
it's
money. So 15 is like the new six. Like it
yeah,
really
it's
is
not
a
that
problem
bad.
these days. So I'm not really upset with paying him 15. I think you could get him for like 10. Like I think he's a mid-level exception type guy for now. He's getting paid 6 to 7 on his 6 to 7
Guards
on
with
his
that type
rookie.
of skill set, like an ability to
Right, but
create their own shot, does not come around often.
yes, but you're
Like
also
not a
not
lot of
paying.
guys can consistently do that in the NBA, and Kobe White
Correct.
definitely has that ability.
Yeah, but we're also not paying him for like a max deal. We're paying him for 3 years. I think he'll take the 3 year like 30 mil whatever PJ Tucker got. I think Kobe White would take that. Maybe you have to give him 12. Maybe it's 3 for 36,
Yeah,
which
that
honestly I'd pay him any day of the week. Also, sorry, this is not off topic, this is still about the Bulls. This is about Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is out for the season this year. He's out for the next season entirely, but there are things the Bulls can do now with the league to get his money back and make us not as cap handicapped.
really.
Here's what we can do. So there's two options. You can do one thing, which is the disabled players like clause or something, whatever, and that you'll get 50% of his cap space back, but he's still on the payroll, so you have to go into luxury tax, which Jerry Reinsdorf never does.
Uh-huh.
But that would get you $10 to $12 million back. The other thing you could do, which is the one that I would love to do more, is you can file for the like career ending injury clause or whatever it's called. That allows you to get his entire contract back. So all 20 million that we're paying him, we would get all of that money back plus the $10 million mid-level exception we have. So we'd have 30 million cap space before we even consider DeMar DeRozan getting traded or Vucevic's money coming back to us as well.
Hmm.
So if
That
you get
is
that $30
super
million
interesting.
back, $30 million back, Lonzo's contract,
So
but you need so
does
the
that
league
mean
needs to
Lonzo
confirm it.
doesn't get the money?
No, Lonzo still gets paid, but the league, but since it's a career-ending injury, so quote unquote, the league will give you back the money. However, the league has to inspect him because they have to like the league will hire a doctor. The doctor will look at Lonzo and stuff, and
Mhm.
if they deem that this is a potential career-ending thing, which with Lonzo's situation right now, 100% could happen. Because if he's already missing
Yeah, third surgery.
half of
Yeah.
last season, all of this season, and all of next season, they would 100%, I feel like, be close to giving us that. I think they could. And if they do, maybe you don't like
Yeah.
maybe it's not a total rebuild, it's a total retool. because and now this is where my mind started wandering the other day when I was thinking about this. What do the Bulls need most? They need a point guard who can get Zach LaVine in the spots. But what if you went to go get Kyrie Irving? What if you traded DeMar DeRozan in a sign-in trade, gave Kyrie Irving the max dollars that he wanted? You would still have like 15 to 20 left in cap space, even after signing Kyrie, because you get DeRozan's contract off your load as well. You could sign another role player and Kyrie Irving, and that would give you your number one option. That would give you Zach LaVine. That would give you Nikola Vucevic back because you would still. I would look to re-sign him, and then you sign
Caruso,
someone
Kobe
else,
still.
and then you re-sign, and then right, you sign Kobe White, and then you maybe go out and get one more shooter
So that is only if we
if the
get
league
Lonzo's
grants
like
us
22 million back
right.
for
If the league grants us that, and if the Bulls opt to do that, the problem is the Bulls front office has to do it, and the front office is not making all the decisions. The ownership makes a lot of fucking decisions for this team, and Jerry Reinsdorf does not give the team a lot of freedom. He is
yeah.
very strict about the cap space. He is a very strict person when it comes to how much he's willing to spend, and he never goes over the luxury tax, which is why I'm a little worried that we may just get nothing in return. But hopefully we get some money back because I mean this situation has crippled us for the
Yeah,
off.
he's always claimed to be willing to go into the luxury tax, just the Bulls have never had a good enough team. I don't know if Jerry Reinsdorf is the type of guy to be like, yeah, let's go give Kyrie Irving 4 years, like
Right.
300.
And I agree with that. That's just like that was just me like hoping and like
Yeah,
seeing what he
yeah.
would do. But the money back is the important thing.
That's super
If we
interesting
get the
because he
money
has
back,
already missed a season and a half, and he's about to miss
projected to
the
miss the
next
whole
season
next
as
season.
well. So
He's project
two and a
the
half
injury.
years, and we don't even know if he'll be fine after that.
Also the surgery he's getting with the high level athletes, it's a low percentage that the percentage that comes back, it usually takes 18 months. So you're really looking at almost 2 years. You may get him back for half a season at the most on the end
For
on the
his
last year of his deal.
contract.
On the
Jesus
last year of his deal.
Christ.
So the Bulls should file for this. The league hopefully will grant us some money back. And if we get our money back, you don't have to like all of a sudden you can retool the roster with what you have. You can bring Vooch back.
Yeah,
You can go get three shooters. You can go get a true point guard. You $30 million is a lot of fucking money, especially if you're trading DeMar DeRozan too. And all of
that
a sudden
is
you have
definitely something. Oh my gosh, if they could clear up 50 million,
if you trade DeMar and you get Lonzo's contract back, you have almost $60 million in cap space. I think it's 55 because DeMar is getting paid like $27 million.
his is going up. Yeah,
So maybe it's like 57 million.
yeah, something like that.
So
Huh.
that completely changes the
And
Bulls
Vooch's
situation.
contract is off the books as well. Like you literally have a fresh slate.
You have a fresh slate to bring Vooch back.
Are we
Hopefully our
gonna get
season's
out of
healthy.
this? Are we gonna get out of this fucking mess that we're in?
Because
Bulls are
that's
in
the
a
thing, right?
mess.
Lonzo Ball's contract has handicapped us for the
Yeah,
next
it really
3 years. We are allocating money to a guy that can't $20 million to a guy that can't play.
that it cripples a franchise. That cripples any franchise. I
Which
mean,
is why
he's gonna be out for 3 years.
so if the Bulls do nothing to try to get some money back, then I have no hope in the front office and the ownership anymore. And all of a sudden, and they clearly just like
Yeah,
to.
I
But I have
they
not because
have
if
to.
you have chances and ways to get money back and you don't, then you're not good at your job.
That definitely has to be something that's looked into. He's not going to be able to play on his contract. He will have played half a season,
Half a season. So I mean
and he got
that's
80 million.
so that's like that's one of the things I wanted to bring up here because that it changes the offseason for the Bulls. Back to
Definitely.
this season and the outlook for the rest of this season. The outlook for the rest of this season should just be continue to play and win as many games as possible. See how well we can do, how good we can
Yeah,
be, and
might
just
as
see what
well.
happens. That's what I would like to see at this point because it's fun to watch this team. I'm loving seeing Zach LaVine
Yeah,
actually be Zach LaVine. Give him like I would love to see Zach LaVine get in the playoffs, play like another playoff series, like really get like another one under his belt when he's fully healthy. And then I mean go in the offseason, maybe see an even better Zach LaVine next year. But
right.
that's
With
what
a
I'm looking
different team
for.
around him, maybe.
And I mean, we play Philly tonight, and we'll talk about Philly right now after this. But we have not beat Joel Embiid ever. The Bulls have
Ever.
yet to beat Joel Embiid ever. Joel Embiid's undefeated against the Bulls.
Yeah, and don't
He
think
plays
that changes
tonight.
tonight.
He plays tonight.
Wait,
So
he is playing tonight?
he is, yeah. So I don't know how we're gonna win that game. It'll be interesting
No,
to
we're
see
not.
if we win this game. Oh, I'm going in this game with low hopes and a
And
lot of
that's
a lot,
good. That's good.
but low hopes, but like a lot of like energy and excitement for the game because of how we've been playing. If we lose this game, am I gonna be like, oh my god, the season's over? No, because the season's been over since March or since February. But
Yeah. No, the Bulls definitely have some matchups that they can exploit there. Like
I mean, you think Zach Levine's? Do you think
Zach
Tyrese
LaVine
Maxey?
and DeMar DeRozan are going to be tough matchups
Do you
for
think
Philly.
Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, or James Harden can guard Zach Levine? No, PJ Tucker is questionable, especially if PJ Tucker doesn't play. You're looking at very
Yeah,
little defense.
that's PJ Tucker could be a problem for DeMar.
But the Bulls
Uh,
gotta come. They gotta come
the
through.
Anthony Melton starting
I don't believe so.
usually starts.
Even if he is, he's too short to guard either of them.
Yeah, they probably put him on Levine though.
And Levine would get 35.
Yeah.
Remember last time Levine was in Philly, he went off for like 9 threes and had like 36
Yeah,
points.
so the key is just hoping Vooch can kind of play with Embiid as best as possible and try and stay with him offensively.
Do what you did to Jokic. Attack him on the offensive end. I'm not looking for you to stop. Embiid's gonna get 30 and 10 easy in his sleep. But
This is
can you give me 18 and 10?
the difference between Embiid and Jokic, though, is you're gonna attack the rim on Embiid, and he is gonna be ready to send that shit back. He's been doing that all season, and that's why I think
Yes,
he
that's
could
that's
probably
that's
be
true.
the MVP right now. I think he's
How-
probably the front runner.
However, if Vooch can just, I still think Vooch is a bit faster than Embiid. If Vooch can get Embiid out of the paint, if Vooch can bring him out of the paint and
Mhm.
either try to drive in and kick out, or just he's shoot well tonight, if he can knock down some mid range and 3 pointers, all
Yeah,
of a sudden it brings Embiid out, opens up the rest of the game.
yeah.
This is one
Spreading
of
the
those games
floor is
where
gonna be really
Vooch,
big.
I need you to prove to me that you're a top 8 center in the league still. I think he is. I think it's not even. I think it's clear that he's still a top 8 center in the league. But
I would agree.
I need him to show me tonight that he can not be as good of him as Embiid or Jokic, but just play
Yeah,
with.
this is a pretty big game for the Bulls. I mean, the 76ers are hot. They've won 8 in a row, and Embiid is averaging like 37 while they're doing that or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I'm interested
Going
to see the game
wild.
plan. I would double Embiid the minute he gets the ball every time. I know they have a lot of shooting, but you're just gonna have to rotate. This is not
Yeah,
an easy game to win. You are going to have to double the man every time he catches the ball, and you're gonna have to shoot the ball well. You're not beating Philly if you don't shoot the ball well and you don't double Embiid. That's just not gonna
I
happen.
agree. And Drummond is gonna get solid minutes in this game, so he's gonna have to
Drummond's gonna
come.
have to. I mean, Drummond's gonna get cooked by him, but just I mean, it's just show another look. Give him another body. Like,
Yeah, throwing bodies at him.
yep, all night long. But we can just
Yeah.
talk more about Philly. Philly is the second seed in the East now. Boston's 3, Milwaukee's 1. Do you legitimately see Philly having a chance to make it to the NBA Finals?
No, I actually don't. As crazy as that sounds, and as good as they have been playing, Boston's been slipping, but they've been hurt and just not really together. They're 5-5 in their last 10. But I think Milwaukee and Boston both beat Philly in a best of 7 series. I think Milwaukee's easily the best team in the league right now, just all around. Their
100%.
depth is amazing. And so
They can guard
Boston's,
Embiid too.
yeah,
They can
they
guard
they
Embiid.
have enough bodies to throw at Embiid. Their forwards are Giannis, Brook, Bobby Portis, and Jay Crowder. Like
Enough
those,
looks.
that
Does
is
Boston
yeah.
have enough looks to throw at Embiid?
Boston has Horford. Oh, they got Muscala. They have Rob Williams. Oh, Muscala's decent. Muscala can spread the floor.
I Rob Williams, yes. Grant Williams, no. Jason Tatum, yes. And I'll even give you Al Horford. But I'm
You
not
wouldn't
giving
give me
anyone
Grant Williams. You would give me
I'm
Tatum and
not
not
gonna give
Grant
you I'm
Williams.
not giving you Grant Williams. Embiid will cook Grant Williams. If you're gonna throw Grant Williams or Joel Embiid, the series is over. He's gonna have 35.
Okay, yeah, but you're not just gonna throw Grant Williams at him,
No, but
obviously.
I mean that series, Boston versus Philly, is entirely dependent on Robert Williams' health. If he is not healthy, they lose.
Ye yes, definitely.
Because he's been in and out of the lineup all season
Like
long.
who's gonna guard Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? That is really hard
No
to
one, but
stop.
I would take James Harden and Joel Embiid if Robert Williams isn't playing. Because
I really like the Marcus Smart James Harden matchup. I think that's
I mean,
locks.
you also
Maxi has Jalen
Philly
Brown on him.
Philly also has learned how to use Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is
Finally.
finally playing in a role that's not just a spot up corner shooter. He is actually playing the role of
Yeah,
get to the
yeah.
mid range. I can get to the rim. Tomorrow tonight, better be ready to guard Tobias Harris. It's no more just standing in the corner and watch him play. It
Oh,
is
that's not gonna happen.
no, you got to guard him.
Patrick Williams will be coming in early after we
Patrick
call.
Williams will start because I don't know if Caruso's going to play.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's right.
He's
He left
questionable.
the boot.
Javante Green's also questionable, which is hopeful for the future because if Javante can get back in the next couple
Yeah.
games, that just gives us another
Did
look.
Javante, did I hear something that Javante had the same injury as Lonzo?
If that's true, and he got back in 6 months instead of
Okay, let
six
me look this up.
years, I'm gonna be pissed because that means Lonzo's just not built for basketball because his knees can't hold up. But I don't think so. But
So he had a knee debridement procedure. That sounds a lot like what Lonzo
that's
had.
one of the procedures that Lonzo had, but Lonzo's didn't fix.
Surgery on his left knee that is, oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely look into that
Yeah,
clause. What is
I
that
mean
clause called? Where you can the oh, career-ending injury?
Lonzo, yeah, the career-ending injury exception. I
Yeah.
think is what it's called.
Because that is super unfair and not the Bulls' fault that he is playing none of that contract and getting $80 million. But also, like, other teams have had this problem before, and I have not heard of this
Not to the
clause.
extent though. Lonzo Ball is going to miss 3 years. Jonathan Isaac is the only player in recent history that I can
Yeah.
think of that is going to miss 3 years of basketball.
I mean, and Jonathan Isaac's 18, 19 million a year. Dude,
Was
he's
he,
good
was he
too.
paid that much money though before? Okay.
He
See, I
got
don't.
extended.
But the Magic also, the thing with the Magic though is they never needed the money. The Magic were rebuilding with
Oh, yeah,
Isaac.
they don't need it.
So
And they've
and they
already
and everyone
replaced
on their
Isaac.
team, I think 8 players of the 15 on their team probably are on rookie deals still. Suggs on rookie
Yeah.
deal.
And Wendell's on like a $10 million a year contract.
Yeah. So they got their players cheap. So I don't think they were worried about that. But it also the league deems if it's actually career ending or not. But the difference for Lonzo is this is his fourth surgery on the knee, same knee. Because he had another one earlier in his career.
Oh, right.
This is the fourth surgery happening on this knee. He is missed all of last season or the half of last season, all of this season, all of next season. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if you see him the season after until after the All Star break either. Because of this injury, because the surgery he's about to have is going to keep him out for like 18 months. For high level athletes to get back to that type of level that he was playing at, it
Yeah.
takes 16 to 18 months after the surgery, after the rehab, after all that bullshit. So
Do you think the Pelicans medical staff had an idea of this before they traded him for fucking nothing?
I just think they knew that he was injury prone.
Because it's the same leg, and he was out for a while for them as well.
I would agree if he got hurt like right away in the season, but he was playing fantastic and the Bulls were playing fantastic. And I think they just knew he was injury prone and they had Zion, they had Ingram. They're like, let's just build with these two instead of feed money into an injury prone guy. Because they weren't going to pay him 20 mil. The Bulls were going to pay him 20 mil.
Yeah, but why weren't they going to pay him 20 mil? They paid
I
Devontae
think they didn't want to pay
Graham.
him 20 mil because they knew they didn't want to go that direction with him. $20 million is like the third guy of your big three. Was he really going to round out Zion and Bi? No, they ended up getting CJ
Let's see what
McCollum.
they gave Devontae Graham that offseason.
They gave Devonte Graham a lot of money
I
though.
think they gave him like 70
But in
million.
their defense, Devonte Graham had came off the best season of
He
his
was
career.
decent. Uh, oh, that's when he signed with the Hornets.
Either way, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we are where we are now.
Yeah, he got like 12 million a year, not even close
20.
to as much
I
as
mean, either
Lonzo.
way, we are fucked. No matter whether they knew or not. If they did, then they fleeced us.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're fucked. Yeah. You're right.
But let's just move on to the West now. What are the standings right now? Because I know 1 and 2 are separated, and then after 1 and 2, it's just a shit show.
Yeah, Denver's up by 4 games on the Kings, who are actually tied with the Grizzlies. I love watching Kings basketball. It is some of the most fun basketball to watch in the entire NBA. They're so fast paced and they just shoot everything.
Yeah, we should have beat them the other day. The other
Yeah,
thing
that's
is,
true.
so
De'Aaron
let's
Fox is just a monster. What?
okay, but so do you think they make it out of the first round of playoffs?
Um, all right, so as the playoffs currently stand, they'd play the Warriors right now. If Andrew Wiggins is not playing, they are not beating the Kings. And if Gary Payton isn't playing, those are
Oh,
their
I,
two
I think
best.
even with I think even with Andrew Wiggins, they lose to the Kings. I have no faith in this Warriors. The Kings to go play in what is the Kings' home record this year?
Yeah,
It's 21 and
it's
14. You think that the Warriors, the worst road team in the NBA, are going to go into the
so
Kings?
yeah, the Warriors have the best home record in the NBA and the worst away record. And the
So
Kings probably have the second best home record, or maybe third behind
I
Denver.
think it goes Denver and then
Yeah, Denver has the
Denver,
best one.
Memphis,
Oh,
then
Memphis, yeah.
so is Dallas. I mean, a lot of these teams are good at home, but that's
Milwaukee.
besides the point to me. The big thing is
That
I
they're
think they
seven
do. I
and
think
29 on
because
the
if you
road.
look, let's look at 4 through.
12.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Suns are be
The
fine.
Blazers have lost 6 in a row,
I
I
think the
think.
Suns and the Clippers are a lock. The Clippers seem to have figured it out a bit. Kawhi
Yeah,
played really well. I think the Suns are a lock, especially if KD ends the season playing. Even if he doesn't, I think they'll be fine. The
Dallas is
Mavericks,
probably a
but
lock as
Dallas,
well.
Golden State, OKC, Minnesota, the Lakers, and the Jazz.
Hmm.
I think will all be fighting for the spot. I think Dallas gets the sixth spot because I don't think the Warriors can. I don't think the Warriors can win enough road games, especially when
You
they're
don't
playing
think if,
the
if
teams on the road.
Zion comes back in like a week,
Okay, but I have no faith in Zion Williamson.
yeah, you can't count on that. You can't.
And then the Timberwolves just lost Anthony Edwards for a couple games,
Yeah.
or indefinitely actually. I think OKC is going to squeeze in because Shea's playing again. Giddey is playing the best basketball of his
Yeah,
career.
he's really
Jalen
playing well.
Williams is
He's
the
so good.
biggest steal of the draft. He
Dude,
is
both of
so
them are really good.
that was a
Both Jalen
fantastic
Williams
pick
are.
at 13. That was a great pick to get him.
Yeah.
And the Lakers are the Lakers. I think the Lakers get in because I think they'll beat Minnesota, especially if Braun comes back. And I think if it comes down to Warriors or Thunder, I think they beat the Warriors or the Thunder.
Did Austin Reeves have like 37 last night?
5 points.
Oh my God.
He's so good.
Stop. Stop.
He's really good. He's
No, it's
really
just
good.
another example of a guy who's actually trying in the NBA.
That's true. I'm tired. The NBA has just become a fucking like. Let's just see who can have the best. Let's see who has the best handles. Let's see who can shoot the best. Let's see who can score the most points. I haven't seen a possession of defense played when Pat Bev is off the floor. Put Pat Bev on the floor. The defense is top
And
two.
Caruso, because that's where they make their money, because they actually give effort
I
on
would love
both
the
ends of the
NBA. I would
floor.
love the NBA to be about grit and grind again, and not who can score more points. I'm not saying people don't try. People just only try to do the thing on the offensive end than do anything on the defensive end.
Yeah, because that's where the money's made, not defensively. If you can
Yeah,
score
I
20
mean
points a game,
it's
nobody
true.
cares
You're
about your
the best
defense.
defenders in the league, like PJ Tucker, Caruso. They're getting paid 10 million. The best offensive players are getting paid 30, 35, 40. And I understand that the offense points mean more, but would it hurt Jason Tatum or not Jason Tatum? I'm not going to use him as an example. Would it hurt
Okay.
guys that get paid 40 million like Luca and Steph and
Kyrie, Kyrie,
Kyrie and
Kyrie tries sometimes.
LeBron? Would it kill them to really play some defense? Would it kill
It,
Jokic to
it might
maybe
actually kill
would it
LeBron
kill
if he plays some
Jokic to
defense.
jump a little bit and at least contest a shot? Maybe.
It
Like
could, like, that could
MPJ
hurt
just got
him.
paid. MPJ gets paid way more than I thought he did. I was looking at that the other day. I don't see MPJ. MPJ is a traffic cone on the
Did
basketball
he
court.
get the $270 million contract?
207, 207.
207. Okay.
But still, I
207.
mean, he is a traffic cone out there. I like some of these guys that are playing defense. I mean, it's just hard to watch. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
Seems like there are like certain set guys, and I
the
guess
best
that's
offensive players
always
in the
the
league
thing.
used to be the best defensive players. Hakeem, MJ, Scotty. Scotty was a great offensive player, but he was known for defense.
Scotty was a great offensive player as well. And this,
18 points a game back then.
yeah,
That was top tier. Clyde Drexler, clamps. Gary Payton, clamps.
Isaiah Thomas, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem,
I
Shaq,
mean, I,
Kobe.
and we weren't even alive to watch those guys, and we just wish we could see it.
I mean, young LeBron did, and like
Yeah,
Giannis
yeah, that's
does
true. I
now,
mean, actually, yeah,
Embiid does
I'm not going
now.
to say that either because like the 2011 Chicago Bulls, great team to watch. The Memphis Grizzlies,
Dang, did he make an All-Star team,
yeah, Joakim Noah.
averaging like
Joakim
15
Noah
a
is
game?
if you're young and watching basketball and you want to watch a guy to model yourself after intensity and energy wise, go watch Joakim Noah highlights. You'll be ready to go. You watch Joakim Noah highlights before your sixth grade basketball game. You'll be ready to fucking go. Joakim Noah was a fucking beast, and then you had the grit and grind Grizzlies. You had those Lakers teams. You had the
Yep.
Celtics.
Oh
Miami,
my God, the
the
grit
Heat
and
played
grind
like
Grizzlies.
the
Some of the
NBA.
Mavericks.
And I'm about to say something that's really controversial, but since Steph Curry had his MVP season, the NBA has gone downhill. Like just as like a sport to watch, since Steph changed the game of basketball, it's not that it's not entertaining still. It's just
Oh,
it's not as fun since the three ball became everyone's favorite thing in the world and defense has become non-existent.
yeah, it's different.
The
It's.
NBA needs to make since Steph changed the game, the NBA needs to now make adjustments to the game in some way.
I
As
like the
players change the
balance
game, the
of.
NBA needs to adjust.
I think the 3-point line is the perfect balance. So you can't just have all 7-footers on the fucking court who can dribble like Giannis, because
Yeah,
they
that's
can't all shoot, and
but,
that's not as
but
valuable
at
as a
what point
6-footer who can hit a 3-point shot.
at what point do we move the 3-point line back like 2 feet or a foot? And then the players that are barely making threes are like, fuck that three. I'm gonna start taking 2-pointers again.
That should probably happen.
Yeah.
I
At what point do we change that? Or what point do we
a
loosen up
foot is a lot, but
I
a
mean,
foot
it's 23 feet right now, I think, something like that. 22.
really.
So 24. I mean,
Yeah, and Dame is
the
pulling from
amount of
beyond half court, no problem. Like
most
you can
NBA
move it back
players are
a foot.
shooting from 3 feet behind the line anyway. It couldn't hurt them to move it back a foot.
Yeah, I would.
At least not in the corners at least, but when you get to the top of the key, you may need to move it back a bit.
I would enjoy actually teams not taking as many threes slash shooting worse from three when they do take them. I think that would,
I'm not taking the three ball away from the game, but I just
yeah.
think that we should make the three ball not as easy to come by or change the defensive rules, put hand checking back in.
Do
Maybe not
are
allow
there
Steph Curry to
NBA
just rip the
teams?
ball through and immediately get 3 free throws. That move is the most annoying thing in the world because you can't touch anyone. I mean,
Wait, what move?
you know the move where a defender, say like you're right there, and the defender has his arm out, like just his hand up, not even touching the guy. His hands just there, ready to play defense. And then a guy, I see Jason Tatum make this move,
Oh, the
DeMar,
rip through. Yeah,
and you just rip through and fake shot. Like no one was shooting that ball, but they get free
yeah. At least it's
sometimes.
not.
I
They
mean,
changed that. It used to be a shooting foul, and now it's not.
yeah, but there are definitely still times when you get shooting fouls for that, and I understand. And now with 3-point shots, there's so much like the 3-point shooter has so much safety now because like there's a flagrant foul if you don't give enough room to land, and of course protect the ankles and everything. But I mean, there's no defense. If you're beyond the
Yeah,
3-point arc, if you can shoot the ball, you have so much freedom to shoot the ball.
I. That's actually a good idea. Moving the line back a little bit. Um, it's gonna be hard. Well, I mean, I get. Would you have to make the court bigger because it's already pretty tight in the corner
You might
anyway?
need to expand the court a little bit wider, but I mean, there's so much room between. I mean, it wouldn't be hard for a stadium to just make the end lines like nine. I don't know what the width is. I know the length is 94. Whatever
Mhm.
the width is, if you're gonna extend the 3-point line by a foot, just extend the width by a foot. That's
Interesting.
12 inches. That's not a ton. Like that's not terrible. I mean, and then you just move the front core seats back a little bit because I know at Bulls games at least right now they already have a huge gap because the Blackhawk Stadium, like between the boards and
Yep.
like the first three seats. Maybe instead of 3 rows up, it's just 2 rows now, and you move the seats back a bit. Stadiums could adjust,
Yeah.
but the NBA, like stadiums and the NBA, just have to not be lazy. You have to be willing to make some controversial changes, have people vote on it, and see
Are
what
there
happens.
teams in the NBA who shoot more threes than twos?
Boston may be close. Like Boston's hitting like 40. Boston's taking like 35 to 43s a game. It's unreal. I don't think anyone's hit that yet, but I think as more and more uh 3-point shooters start to enter the league, I think you will start to see teams that are just shooting 53-point shots a game,
Yeah.
which is not fun basketball. Like we
No.
watched at the All-Star game. Did you enjoy the All-Star game?
No, I didn't
No,
watch the
I don't
All-Star
think
game.
anyone did. I watched half an hour and wanted to kill myself halfway through.
Yeah.
That was the worst basketball game I've ever watched.
I don't know what's happening to that whole All-Star weekend thing, but it is gone quite downhill. I remember I used to like buy All-Star game. Like I have a Steph Curry All-Star game jersey for when he was like
It
popping
used to be
off in his
fun. It
first
used to be
year.
competitive.
And now it's
I mean,
shit.
why there shouldn't be incentive for you to go out and play hard.
Yeah.
You are getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball. I understand you're humans too, but you're also playing a sport for a living. You only work 6 months, 6 to 7 months out of the year. So players that go home in the first round or that they don't even make the playoffs only work like actual their season 6 to 7 months during
Yeah.
the year.
Yeah.
Yes, you got to work in the off season, but you get paid millions of dollars. You can work in the off season.
Yeah.
You should. It's fucking. I mean, some players are so soft, and then I get all these like, oh, this is they're fine. They're NBA players. Nah. I don't want to hear it.
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Care if you're an NBA player.
Totally.
It's just so fucking boring. Yeah, well, I mean, that'll be it for today's episode. Please, Bulls, please keep playing well. I'm actually enjoying
Gonna
watching
win.
basketball again. I'm having fun again. Please. Don't
Yeah, don't
you don't
break
need to
our
win every
hearts,
game.
but
But please just keep giving me hope. And we'll see you guys next time.